I'm honored to be here, and as you know, I'm a huge fan of Dubb, and I love the opportunity to share anything that I can with the end users, new users that are curious about Dubb and what is really taking place with Dubb, because it's one of those technologies that it doesn't have to get in the way of building a relationship. You know, the true meaning of business is how do we create engagement? How do we create a conversation? Because social media, you know, all of the things out there that we're doing to grab attention is really about how do we start a conversation? How do we engage in a conversation? How do we maneuver through this thing? And I think Ruben, you know, we've had this conversation, and it's about the idea that we can actually remove the technology from the equation and then put this relationship in the front of the conversation, and you know, make sure that we're building a relationship, we're developing the relationship, we're actually making a difference in the end user, adding value. Because when we add value, you know, we can't run out of abundance. Like you know, we have the opportunity to create some, and it doesn't matter if there's other people doing what you're doing. If you add the value and you're in the front of the train here, you know, people are going to notice you. And right now it's a noisy world. So be creating that wow factor or the differentiator for yourself, you know, like doing these kinds of events. You know, this jam session is a perfect example of setting yourself apart from what other people are doing. You know, and the fact that we're teaching other people on these technologies and these platforms. And it's not about the technology as much as about the philosophy and the technology.
Right.
And I think a lot of people are, you know, and you've probably seen this in your career as well, is the ones that come back and return. It's all based on relationships. You know, it's like, you know, we're not trying to be commodities. We're trying to build, some authority in the market. So let's continue to build authority in the market with our influence and our knowledge, and as we continue to share it. So would you agree with that? I mean, is that your experience?
I 100% agree with what you're saying. I have always said that, you know, technology is just the pipes. It's just something on the back end. You know, it's an enabler, but really at the end of the day, it's about the relationships that we build based on the stories that we deliver and the value that we provide, you know, because business obviously is about long-term relationships. It does not matter what sector you're in. It doesn't matter if you have a product or a service, recurring revenue or one-off. That doesn't matter. It's about the relationships, because those relationships drive repeat business, referrals, testimonials, and overall sort of brand lift. So one of the things that we think about at Dubb is how can we empower people to do exactly those things, to build better relationships, to tell better stories, more authentic, honest stories, and then to provide more value to people. And I think you're a great example of that. So I'd be really curious to kind of see how you use the tool. You know, share as much as you'd like to. You know, we understand if you have some trade secrets or if you want to give it all away, that's cool too. But whatever you're comfortable with, we'd love to, you know, get into a screen share and really get into that philosophy that you were talking about.
Well, I want to talk a little bit about that, and I want to make sure that we have an opportunity to actually engage in the idea behind it, and then also we'll talk about a little bit about the technology behind it, because it's twofold, and it's really about the idea that we can actually generate a conversation from an action, right? And that's what's Dubb is such a great opportunity to start a conversation. When you send out a Dubb video and you actually send it out, it's really simple to get a response back and have people actually respond to that conversation, because it's different, you know. It's like, wow, you took the time to create a video, send it off, and it doesn't take that much time. I mean, I'm not a fast typer, you know, keyboard operator here. Like, okay, I could shoot a video and create a quick message and send it off to somebody using Dubb, compared to what I would do if I were to type it out. So I really encourage people to really think about how they're operating and how they're building their build up with this. And I'm going to share this screen. Let me open up a couple of tabs, because I want to set the tone here, because I'm really, and I got to set this up, and I got to put it.
Yeah, well, I mean, set that up, get that prepared, and I'll kind of share some of the general.
Walk through a couple of ideas there.
Yeah, I'll kind of share a couple of bits on the architecture. So, what we had a vision at Dubb was to really enable people to do the following things. So the first is to be able to create videos, right? And when we say create videos, we don't mean creating commercials or creating big productions. That's not what we mean. What we mean is asynchronous bits of information that we can record on the fly, pieces of video that are frankly easier to record than writing an email or sending a text message, or even hosting a live webinar, or trying to meet a person for a coffee or to deliver a demo. The vision was always, how can we, in an asynchronous fashion, take a little bit of time, capture a video, whether it's from a webcam, whether it's from a screen, whether it's from a phone, and then deliver that over the channels that we're already using, like Gmail, like LinkedIn, like CRMs. And then as a result of that effort, to get responses back, to build the relationships, to build trust, to streamline comm, to get people to like us, to know, like, and trust us eventually. And then from that, of course, comes business. So we always say that Dubb is really a conversion-focused video communication platform, which is a very jargon, too verbose way of saying Dubb helps build better relationships. So when you're ready, I'd love to kind of see some of the ways that you're using Dubb. I know that you use it for your podcast. I know that you use it for sales, for calendar booking. I know there's probably a couple other things I don't know, but I'd love to get into that with you.
And what I'm doing right now is I'm going to log into LinkedIn.
Oh yeah, cool. And then just for people to understand how Dubb integrates with LinkedIn, Dubb has a LinkedIn extension. So if you go and grab the Dubb Chrome extension, the shortcut to that, I'll actually just type it on the screen here, but it's dubb.co/Chrome. So I'm just going to drop that here real quick. And what that'll allow you to do is to send personalized messages through LinkedIn to people. So this is through comments, this is through messages, this is through Recruiter, this is through Sales Navigator. So there's 4 to 5 very deep integrations into LinkedIn. And then please keep in mind that all of those require that you get the Dubb Chrome extension. Without the Dubb Chrome extension, it will not work. What we do is it's a overlay that occurs onto LinkedIn, and then that activates the Dubb icon to be able to be clicked. And then once you click that, you can access your library, you can record new videos, so on and so forth. So make sure you get the Dubb Chrome extension to get access to that LinkedIn kind of video comm.
And I had this all set up, except I hit all my, I went full screen. So it's like, okay, I'm setting it up again.
No worries. Take your time. Yeah. I always, whenever I go full
screen. The reality, Ruben, is the fact that if I can go in on my connections on LinkedIn, and I can actually fire up a Dubb extension in Chrome, leave a message, like when somebody connects with me, I can actually create a personalized video, not and you can create template videos, but when you create a personalized video, the response rate that I get is incredible. And that starts the dialogue. And here's the philosophy you need to follow is don't promote anything. Ask a question, ask for, how you can help someone, and leave it at that. Don't, allow the conversation to take place.
With Dubb, you can easily send your business videos from Gmail, LinkedIn, CRMs, and so many more places, but you don't have to take my word for it.
Absolutely perfect.
Screen records, landing pages that can really help businesses to grow.